Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. Seth, wanted to ask you, how have you evolved as a coach over the last year with the experience you've had since you left North Texas?
Well, I think just being with a great staff, Coach Venables and this group, understanding the culture and, all the hard work they put in here, just being able to sit back and really observe for this past year has been really refreshing. It's helped me grow not only as a coach but as a person, and I feel like that, getting a really good sense of what we did offensively here, the way we played. I thought Coach Levy did a phenomenal job along with a ton of great coaches in that room. Just being around them every day, you're going to learn and you're going to grow. And it's been a blessing for me just to have this year, that opportunity this year.
And as a follow-up, how important have the last few weeks been to sort of getting the ball rolling on what this offense is going to look like in 2024?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been very fast over the past few weeks. Having gone from, not knowing exactly what I was doing after the season to going out on the road recruiting to the transfer portal to bowl practices to bowl prep, trying to get on the same page with all the coaches during this time has been very challenging. But we got a very hard-working crew. The great thing about our situation we have great players, very experienced players that know how to go out and make plays. And so as of right now, it's just keeping it, the way we've been doing things. Terminology is not changing. The offense that we're running will stay consistent to what we've done throughout the year. And then we can look up after the season and figure out, what we need to do moving forward as adjustments and kind of evolving and how we grow. But this isn't time for that. This is time for these guys to go out there and play fast and, have that camaraderie together.
Front. Right there.
Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider. Seth, I wanted to ask you about Jackson Arnold. He mentioned a few days ago that you guys kind of learned the offense together back in the spring. Maybe just how has your relationship with him grown, and maybe what have the last couple of weeks been like in terms of maybe working a little bit more closely with him?
It's been awesome. Jackson's a phenomenal young man, extremely hard worker. He's going to put in all the time that it takes to prepare the right way each and every week, even though he wasn't the starter in most of those games this year. So, like I told him, we both getting our first start together. So it'll be an amazing time. No one better to do it with. But like I told him, we got great playmakers around us, great coaches around us that are going to make plays for us too. And so our job is to work as hard as we can and collaborate effort with everybody else and do our job, make the plays and manage the game that we're supposed to, and let the guys around us make huge plays for us as well.
Next question, front, please.
George Stoya, SoonerScoop.com. For Seth and Joe Jon, you guys both come from kind of different coaching trees. Air raid for you, Seth. Spread for you, Joe Jon. How do you guys, I guess, plan to go about marrying those two concepts and working together?
Yeah, just working with Seth all year long. He had a big influence on what we did anyways, and so we'll continue to do what we've done and then sprinkle in some of the things that he knows very well and can coach very easily and let these guys make plays.
Yeah, for me, I think I've come from a lot of different backgrounds over the years. From the places I've had the great opportunity to be around a lot of great coaches, a lot of great offensive minds, and not just the head coaches I've worked for, but a lot of the assistants as well. So I've kind of evolved over the years to, anywhere I've gone to, hopefully evolve in the system that fits our players, the strengths of our players, not so much around, some of it's going to fit your personality, but a lot of it year to year is going to change depending on what you have, who's the quarterback, what are your receivers, running backs, O-line. Every year is a little bit different. And I think it's our job as coaches to put our players in the best situations to have success. And whatever that is, that's what we need to do. And so we're always evolving, always looking to get better. But we have very similar backgrounds. It's a lot closer than you would think. And so that's one of the reasons I came to the University of Oklahoma, just believed in what they were doing offensively. It was very similar to what I was doing before the past few years at North Texas. And so it was just a great fit for me, and just being able to learn and grow under this system. A lot of the things that we were doing has really helped me just evolve more into this system as well. So it's been great.
Question front.
Seth, Eric Bailey with the Tulsa World. Seth, after Jeff left, how long did the process take for you to be asked about, to accept this job? And then also, did Brent talk a little bit about the co-coordinator system that he did with Mike Stoops when they were here for so many years?
It's like dog years, I think, from from the beginning of kind of after our last game, through the recruiting cycle. It wasn't long. I know there was a process. Coach Venables is always going to do his due diligence and make sure that, he has the right fit for his program and for our players. But we had conversations, and not only with us, but Joe and I and our entire staff. And I think it's a collaborated effort, in order to get the right person, the right fit in there. But after that, it wasn't too much longer. Obviously, the way we do things as a coaching staff, and offensively especially with Jeff or Lebby before and now moving forward, it's not going to change. We're all going to help each other. We're all going to game plan together. At the end of the day, on game day, someone calls it, but there's a lot of help in between. Maybe in between series, maybe on a third down, a crucial third down, someone's going to speak up and say we need to run this, and that's why we do it together all week long. I think people sometimes, if you haven't been involved in it, they make it a little bit too hard. Who calls what in this? Listen, we have great coaches, we got great players, and at the end of the day, we're going to do it together. We're always going to do it together as a collaborated effort, and our biggest thing is have fun and make sure we go out there and we can execute what we're calling.
Question middle.
Yeah, this is for Joe Jon and Seth, both. John Hoover, all Sooners. If you could, Brent talked a few weeks ago about the pride that you guys have being former players coming back, coaching at your alma mater. If you could expound on that, please, that would be great. To just the amount of, respect you have for the program, the love that brought you here in the first place, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so for me, I've picked Oklahoma 3 times. I've picked it as a player in 2003, and then came back as a GA in 2012 and 13, and then as soon as I got a call to come back here 3 years ago, I couldn't get in the car fast enough, and my family's from here, and I absolutely loved University of Oklahoma because of the players that you see sitting beside us. These guys have so many expectations on their back. There's so many fans that want us to win every single game and play perfect every single game, and these guys do a great job of handling that, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I love the expectations, man. I love playing in front of 85,000 every Saturday, and I know what the expectations are, and man, it's been so much fun this past month working with Seth and the staff, just trying to get a plan together to let these guys go execute.
Yeah, for me, obviously being born and raised here, my father played here, and so that's all I ever knew growing up. That was my dream growing up, and I remember laying in bed growing up, and I told our players this story kind of when I got hired. My mom always sitting over there and telling me, I was going to follow my father's footsteps, have the opportunity to play for a national championship at Oklahoma, and she said that a long time ago, and I would get so excited, and then we would say our prayers at night, and that's the honest God truth. We'd pray on that, and she's been praying over that for my entire life, and God's been good to us, and got the opportunity to come here and play for a national championship and be a part of an unbelievable team. And so this place obviously means everything to me. I've been trying to get back here for 23 years, and so this is obviously the place I want to be. I'm just as much of a fan as I am a coach. I'm a huge fan of Oklahoma, and so I have high expectations of this program, along with everybody sitting up here and everybody within our program. And so we know the expectations, and hey, we're gonna do everything we can to go out, compete, win championships. But it's all about the coaches and players and the fans. That's what makes this place so special, and I'm just glad to be home.
We go second row and then back.
Eli Letterman, sellout crowds for Seth and Joe Jon. By the end of this, Jackson will have had, 15 bowl practices in a game. What are the markers of growth over that time, taking the first team reps, that you'll be looking for Thursday or maybe are already seeing in practice?
I think there's been a ton of growth. I think Jackson's one of those guys that he's going to, compete every single day with himself and get a day better. And these players will be able to tell you a little bit more. They're with him every single day in the locker room, the amount of work he puts in. Obviously, you're going to get more and more comfortable with more days of practice and more reps with the first group. And so Listen, Jackson's a phenomenal young man. He loves competing. He always goes out and plays with that chip on his shoulder. And, I definitely believe he's going to be a special player. But again, there's a ton of special players over on this team, and guys that are striving to get better each and every single day, one day better. That's what we're here to do, and these guys go to work at it every single day. It's not just Jackson; it's our entire group.
All right, if we have Coach, we are going to break out after we do from players and Coach Roof. If any other questions for them, please.
For the players and also the offensive coordinators, when you look at Arizona's defense, what stands out to you? I guess we'll start with you, Drake.
They're very disciplined. They definitely know where they're supposed to be and how, where their help is and how they can complement each other in their schemes. And, they play sound. They rally to the football. They play hard. They're real strong inside. And on the back end, like I said, they're disciplined and they're all, really kind of playing together. And so you got to pick and choose when and where to attack.
Okay. Next question. Anybody for any of the players? How about Drake? We had one from social media about you sitting in that same seat probably 2 years ago. Have you kind of come a full circle moment from you and how your growth in the offense?
Yeah, I remember sitting here 2 years ago, and it's good to be back. Hopefully we'll be back at the end of the game as well. And, I've just been working year in and year out, trying to be a better player really every day. And you're never too old to continue to learn and continue to grow. And I feel like that's what I've done over the last 2 years. And hopefully I'll be a very different player stepping into the Alamo Bowl this year than I was 2 years ago.
Front row.
For Billy and Ethan, you guys are two of the only four guys left in that 2021 class. Heading into next year, I mean, what does that mean to you guys and kind of taking on that leadership role as this program goes into the SEC?
What they say is right. When you come into college, the same people are not going to be there when you leave. But being here, it shows the loyalty we have for this school, for this program, for these teammates and coaches. But just going into my senior year, obviously I want to finish out on the right note on my junior year with this last game we have. But going into my senior year, man, it just went by in a blink of an eye. Just yesterday, I feel like I just came in early to spring ball and, was going through spring ball, then fall camp, then, started my freshman season. But now that I'm starting to head into my senior season, I just feel like, it's big time to be able to be recognized and be chosen to be up here as a leader of this team. I'm just going to continue to keep doing my best and whatever I can.
Yeah, it's an honor to be up here, like Billy was saying. We've seen a lot of different coaches, and we've been a lot of different places, and the expectations have always been the same because that's what he's about. So we know the standard, we know how to uphold it, and we know what OU means because, like Billy said, we picked it from the beginning, and we've been here, we've stayed here through all the chaos and all the craziness of the last 3 years, and now we're able to build it up as chosen leaders by our peers. That was an honor. It wasn't a coach's choice. We picked a toll as a locker room of who we want the leaders to be. And when they said it was us, when I was chosen part of that group, I teared up, started crying. I was like, man, this is an honor because this is stuff I dreamed about as a kid. So getting to live that up, make the most of it, why not? Why not be a leader? Why not try to chase every dream and every goal and give it our very best? So that's what we're doing. That's what we're here. This is what's in front of us. Attacking this week, head on, and this is a championship. We got to win.
Any other questions? Let's go on the far left.
Going off of that, Ethan, when you look at coming back, and I'm trying to remember what I was going to ask, but being one of those leaders, being one of those guys that's coming back, you kind of started it. It was you. You said you're coming back, and then Billy did, and then Danny did, and DJ and Jacob. And what does that say to you about what Brent Venables has been able to do and what is he is accomplishing in terms of getting that culture to be exactly where he wants it to go moving forward?
I think he has evolved our mindset and perspective on what it means to be a college football player, and to understand that another year of development, another year of growth with our teammates, and aspirations to become a better person, and whether that means becoming a future husband or father or leader or employee anywhere, it's becoming our very best. And that's the challenge he's given us. So in football, it's things like becoming more disciplined, becoming more dependable, knowing your job, being able to defend it, and being able to teach others, and having a coach's mind out there. And those are all things that each player should want to attain, because that's going to make you play faster and more aggressive. And another year of us with Schmitty getting bigger and stronger, and the brotherhood that we're building. We've had 3 years together. A lot of those guys in my class have decided to come back. And even the guys in the next class coming back for fifth year. A lot of us have really bought in this year and decided that we have huge goals to strive for, and we were inches away from getting it this year. And compared it to the year before, we understand it's a game of inches, and to practice our disciplines every day to chase those inches so that we will be in the playoffs next year. So we have these dreams to chase because they're so close, and buying into that dream as a whole class, as a group, as leaders is really amazing and special. It's not common.
Very good. A couple more questions. We got one on social media. Coach Roof, could you kind of talk about what you've seen on film from that Arizona offense? I mean, after their 529 yards the last game.
Yeah, tremendous balance. Both explosive plays in the run game and the pass game. There's no weakness. Their offensive line is well coached. They know how they're protecting and also who to target in the run game. But the quarterback is he's pretty special. Again, makes a lot of plays with his arm, but also has the ability to make plays with his legs as well and extend plays. And you can just feel as you watch the tape, you sense a sense of confidence and belief that they have in him. And again, with the talent they have at the receiver position and the running back position, they involve the tight end and the throwing game. So a lot of balance, but a lot of explosive plays.
Very good. Any more questions from the field? All right. Well, thank you today for coming. We'll break it up if the coach